What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by
James
and Michael.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UniVersus topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So, with that said, a little bit of housekeeping. If you like the show, please go out to Facebook.com, YouTube.com, and Patreon.com/TCG University to go out and find all our information, watch our free content, watch our exclusive paid content. If you want to be watching right now, just like many of our people are at home, Patreon.com/TCG University at the $1 level. $1 a month, our orientation level. We toss the links out on Discord as well as on Patreon. Come hang out with the chat. We've been having a fantastic time with Tyler Zane Pease, who is one of our amazing Patreon sponsors, just like the rest of these people. We've got Andrew Dang, Iori Melkor, Clay Cardwell, Jay Rogers, Jarrett Hubbard, Drone Weeks Jr., Justin Farst, Kat Maria, Samantha Stevens, Ted Ruiz, Tyler Zane Pease, big shout outs, my guy. William Stoll and Tracy Cardwell. Hi, Mom. Big shout outs to our paid sponsors, Cards Custom Build and Inked Gaming, but I'll talk about those in a little bit. James, how's been your weekend UniVersus?
I'm still kicking everybody's ass with Miami deck. It's pretty fun.
Agreed. I think you're doing very, very well.
I'm still sucking in some campus championships. Always.
Yep.
And I'm editing videos all the time.
Hell yeah. And you?
I've continued to work on Maxi. It's a deck, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I mean, it's just like your average Covert Intent like plays deck. So I mean, Covert Intent can only carry you so far. Then I made Ivy for some budget players. I think it's more of one of those, like, not expensive, but it's one of those more like expensive budget decks. Just in my opinion, just because I feel like you have to play like Orphan Alchemist, and like if you're playing Life or Evil, you have to play Confronting Jetta, and those cards are a little expensive.
It's not Pauper, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's hard to play her Pauper, I think, but. And then I also built a super sweet Byakko deck, which is only like $25. That card's pretty good, and I definitely think that there are some like changes I could have made to make it even better. And then I just threw together the sweet Tornaloose deck. My guy. I'm playing. What's it called? Tengu Dive. Yeah, with a bunch of ranged attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty sweet. I don't know. I haven't played it, but hopefully it works. I was like playtesting a hand, and I like built a foundation, played attack, played 3 Let's Cut Looses, and then like built 5 foundations afterwards. Which I mean, like, it's pretty RNG based, but
you're certainly making moves. Sweet. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was with my character committed.
Wowzers.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I got really lucky, but I mean, it's just goldfish.
That's a Tengu deck.
Yeah.
I have been doing channel stuff. I made a couple budget decks, hopefully. I
mean, I am gonna edit them tomorrow.
Hell
today,
yeah.
So
we're gonna find out. They're pauper decks nonetheless. So maybe we did go over the $50 budget limit, I guess. But
there's a chance.
There's a chance. I think a slim chance.
I think it's slim. I think there's still a chance. Like theoretically, like you could have just picked a bunch of commons that are like 80 cents to $1 to even $1.20. Like arranging deals are like $1.20.
Oh, there's no way we picked those. Yeah.
Well, no, I know you didn't pick them.
Yeah. Anywho, I have been trying to figure out how much time I have to take from how much of a break I have to take from Jetta before I get to start playing it again. It's actually like really hard trying to find inspiration to like do anything, just because I don't have like a real event coming up. Like we've got Worlds, yes, but sitting down and like trying to figure out, like, none of us are really grinding towards Worlds quite yet. Like we're not really trying to hit the grind. We've made a couple. I made a big long list of the things that I'm thinking about singles and teams wise.
Like, I'm
just like character list.
I'm only focusing on this deck.
Yeah.
So I have an idea of what
2 fun decks.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of where I'm at, except for the fact that like my fun decks are just, hey, I'm trying to record a different video. Right.
I have this pocket idea that I want to test later. I'm not going to spoil it, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and it's going to be absolutely useless information. But if it does work, it's definitely going to be a teams deck.
Yeah,
dude, I want to put Bulb Man back together.
Like, I mean, I'm thinking it's on the same set as Degenerate as Navos was.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Will you write this down for me?
So you can read it?
I just want to read it. I actually could not. Fuck it. Tell the good people.
Well, like
Tell the good people.
Piglet was already on it.
Oh,
when
okay.
when you were talking to him the other day.
Cool.
But I mean, like full steam on that plan.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the same way you built your deck around Navos, you build it around that. Yeah.
I mean, I was already. Hey,
Yeah, sorry, we're
will
spoiling.
you just mute our mics for 2 seconds?
I understand. Travis said it like after the character was announced.
Yeah.
If it's anybody's tech, it's Travis's.
Well, from our squad, sure.
I mean,
I
want to respect Piglet. That's all I care about.
That's cool. No offense to his creativity,
I want to respect Piglet.
but anybody
I totally disagree. I totally agree. I want to respect Piglet.
could put these together.
You're 100% right.
You're not wrong.
100%. I'm gonna text you, Skylar, that what you can put in the chat.
Tyler, lit.
Discord chat or YouTube chat?
The YouTube chat right here, right here, right now. So the first topic that we're gonna talk about is the 2019 in review.
Yep.
For all of us,
Everybody's doing it, so why not jump on the bandwagon?
For sure. Speaking of everybody doing it, last night at time of recording on the 11th, I was invited to be on Top Deck Heroes, and we recorded quite a bit of content. We had 7 or 8 extra guests. It's very hard to type.
Yeah, there's 8 people total.
Yeah, eight people total. Did you watch?
I watched like the last hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, hey, starting in 10 minutes. And then I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of Overlord. And then I was
Overlord's
like,
pretty good.
I was like, oh, shit, I have to watch this. And then I tuned in and like you were talking. And I was like, bet. Came in at the right time. I came in at it was right before, what was the one before Community?
Communication.
It was right before Communication. It was the end, like halfway through the one before Communication.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when I came in.
Yeah. Anywho, so you can see a lot of my answers, and it's very organized and laid out. And if absolutely necessary, if you guys need some real structure, we can use that format. I have it. I can have Skylar pull it up on the computer for us. But my question is as somebody who played the entire format and somebody who played from Worlds forward, how did you feel about 2019 as a whole? If you want to give grades, you can.
Can we split it up, or are we just doing as a whole?
You can organize it however you want to. I had a bunch of thoughts on that show, and I want you to go out and support
their content. Yes.
Their content. Go to Top Deck Heroes on Twitch. You can find the VODs. A beautiful, amazing episode.
Yeah,
It was
Rochester
actually a lot of
TCG.
fun to watch for the part I caught.
Yeah.
I wasn't stuck editing.
I send it to your Facebook.
I use Facebook.
I'll just Facebook message you, Tyler.
Fuck. Oh, never mind. I got it.
All right. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
thought. That's what I thought.
All right.
That's what I thought.
I don't get notifications for that shit.
Anywho, what 2019? Tell me about it.
Like if we did as a whole,
Right in your microphone.
I would say B minus.
And at the same time, like you don't even have to give grades if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's just
You don't have to give grades.
I'd say B. Everything that went well was fantastic and absolutely great.
So why not an A?
Actually, I'm gonna say C.
Oh.
Everything. So
everything went exceptionally well and great.
I wasn't done.
It's a C.
I said everything that went.
10 out of 10 stars. The best grade I can give. A C.
Yeah.
Everything that went well went exceptionally well, but I feel like everything that went wrong kind of went as wrong as it could have.
Yeah, for sure.
Like anything that could have been tipped on the side of bad, the community jumped on and it was just bad. Like the way they released some of the set releases were great. We got 4 sets this year. It was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The way they released the sets was absolutely fucking terrible. Hey, you guys are on your way to Worlds. You're already on your plane trips here. You're already on your drives here. By the way, in a week, we want you to buy your product.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking terrible. My speculation is going to do it again for when My Hero drops, but that's just, again, speculation.
Somebody died upstairs.
Yep, somebody did die upstairs.
What's your thought on 2019? Like, have a real conversation. I don't have very much to say.
Okay.
He said all of it.
Can you give me all the categories?
Yeah, let me
Pull up that doc.
I like to do the category things.
Listen to the categories and looking at the doc you guys got to look at was very cool.
Yeah. Will you, Skylar, go to my Google?
Sorry, one moment.
We're gonna make you
Go ahead and talk about like an overview of 2019.
Like what?
right,
What
before we-
were your
before we get
favorite
into it.
parts, worst parts, stuff like
All
that?
right. So since playing since early to mid-April to now, just as like a
If you go to my
newcomer,
drive, you should be able to find it.
um,
Nope.
like as a fresh
maybe.
set of eyes like
Yeah, look
into
at that.
this game.
Okay, cool.
I don't know, because like I don't want to like talk bad about like the game a lot.
That one right there.
But like this game just seems like really degenerate sometimes. But it's like that with like a lot of card games.
Yeah.
So it's like weird. But like when I first started playing, like it was like really like you had to build your deck to beat Jetta. You had to build your deck to beat Raptor when I first started playing. And then like there was just like other threats that like people weren't like playing that like I didn't know about. And then like a little bit later, the threat was like Shanghua, but like you never found like a Shanghua player anywhere.
Yeah, like Shanghua was like a big thing, but just like never showed up to an event. It's kind of like the same way I feel about Yoshimitsu.
Can you scroll for me?
Yoshimitsu at Worlds was just like
Best character.
best character in the game. There were like
Yep.
10 of them, and like everybody played it on team. There was one of it on every single team, and like the expected ratio was you're going to play a Yoshimitsu. I played maybe 3 during teams, but we expected that everybody was going to play 1. It was one of the expected teams decks.
Yeah.
Can you scroll down, Skylar?
I played 1 during my entire Swiss, and that was round 1.
Yeah, I didn't play against any.
Keep going. We're good.
But yeah, so then after Worlds, I felt like once 7th Cross came out, I felt like the like meta, in my opinion, I guess, was like pretty open, pretty diverse. You could play about 3 or 4 characters from like every set and like win an event, and then you
Yeah.
could play about 2 extra characters from that list and top an event.
Like,
and so
yeah.
it felt really open, really diverse, and pretty fun. Like the big baddies from the set were, or from that point, like in the meta, was like Moonset. That was like the big baddie. Like
Yeah.
if you had 4 Moonsets in your deck, like you were already at like a tactical advantage of just like the early D build, and like not a lot of people or decks just having like answers to that, or people just not playing answers to that. But like once people played like the appropriate answers and took the appropriate countermeasures, like you saw one Moonset deck top,
Yeah.
as to where like it's not like 3 different decks like playing Moonset. And like what Kodokan Moonset won one event this past year, or
Yes.
got like second.
Is it either 1 or 2? Yeah, but Kodokan has topped plenty of times.
Yeah.
With Moonset,
Yeah.
which is
But
fine.
I
He
mean,
wasn't doing
yeah,
anything
which
before.
is fine. But like, you didn't see like any tournaments like get swarmed with it. And then with the release of like Yu Yu Hakusho, at first glance it seemed like everything was going to be fine, and then people started mixing Spirit Gun and Tagoro Brothers under Death, and just like decks that were already really good, like symbols that were already really good, just seemed to get like better, like under that set of just like Evil and Death decks get Tagoro Brothers, even though Evil and Death didn't need that card. Like Akuma gets access to that card when he doesn't need access to that card. Like it's a draw, it's a negate, it's a pop. Like it's really insane in his deck. And then like just with Yusuke having like Death good and life, like those symbols are like really good again, and they get revamped. But then like if you look at like air or fire, like in that set, I feel like they got shafted a little bit. Like, oh yeah, here you go, fire. Here's energy absorption, and here's Second Saintly Beast. Yep, those are the 2 cards that you can play from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Well,
All fire decks.
Part of the issue with that is like Fire Perot and Fire Jet were running rampant the year before, right?
Yeah.
And so
I mean, I don't know that, but yeah, sure.
yeah. So we don't want the good to get gooder.
Yeah,
But
But
that is what happened,
but
right?
it is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I wasn't around like for the like whole Punch and Judy nonsense and stuff like that, but like
It was really
when
degenerate.
you
It almost made me quit.
when you devote like a symbol to like this is what the symbol does, this is what we want the symbol to do, and like you've shown over the last like 3 or 4 sets that like, hey, this is what this symbol wants to do. This symbol wants to mill a bunch of cards, this card wants to use its graveyard, like this card wants to have a short deck, stuff like that. And then you just like go to the next set and it's like, yeah, this one character, he can abuse these fire cards. He doesn't have the fire symbol, he's got 2 other symbols, like that's it, he doesn't have the fire symbol.
He mills too.
No, I get it, and like Fire Hiei is viable. Not a lot of people play it, but like that's what I'm saying is like Byaku and Hiei, sure, like they can use like the support from that, but like it just feels like fire characters like still got like shafted, because I mean like Zasamel, he likes the mill support, but like how many Zasamels are like being played under fire, right? Like Zasamel's being played under death, and like earth.
So, like, the interesting thing that you're saying here is, like, 3 of the characters that you've mentioned with that do this fire mill stuff are Byaku, Jet, Zasamel. They also have Earth, and so,
and so I feel like Earth just like took over.
Yeah, for sure.
Like fire's not duty or anything, but like, oh, why?
Anything you can play with
why
fire,
play fire when I could just play all these same cards under Earth, and then I get even better like control pieces or better offensive attacks. Like I still get Coffee Samba, I still get Missile Launcher, I still get like all of Zasamel support, like stuff like that. And I think that like they just need to stop pairing those symbols together. But so anyways, like I was saying, like I felt like the rich definitely got richer and like the poor definitely got poorer. I felt like Order was like on the cusp of being like really good. And then like with the release of like Soul Calibur, Libra Souls, I feel like it's a little like more wide open. Like Order got like the buff it deserved. I think out of all the symbols out of the newest set, I think Air probably got shafted the most. But I'm a little biased. It's just my opinion. But I mean, like Water got good support, All got good support, Void got good support, even though there's a hard counter to it. Like Order got really good support, Life got really good support. Like a bunch of all these like symbols got good support, and then you look at Wrath, who has a very interesting kit that not a lot of other Air characters can use, and then you look at Talum, and it's a combo deck with a questionable ultra rare, no offense, excuse my language, a shit rare, and then questionable foundations.
Yeah, for sure. Except for
Priestess.
Oh, I was gonna say Pure Heart.
Yeah,
I think that card's good at a 4 of and everything.
But
honestly,
though,
whatever.
I think that was just like such a waste. Like in her kit, like I know there's no back of set cards, but like could have just been a back of set card
for sure.
And like you could have made her a more relevant card, like for her support.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if I were giving grades, I'd give like the Spirit Gun meta. Like
that's so we'll just jump into it, right? Set releases. They promised 4 set releases. How do you feel about the set releases that we had this year?
Hey, will you bring up chat? Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's only
so. How do you feel about set releases?
4 solid, just A+. They gave us what they had told us they were giving us, and they gave us good sets. They gave us sets that did things.
Okay.
They weren't lame.
I haven't played long enough for the fiasco of what Mortal Kombat was, and from what I hear, it was really annoying of just like being promised this, and then an entire another set comes out, and then like it's gonna come out now. Oh, it's not out yet. All right, now it's gonna come out.
That was 1 3-year journey.
And then, but like other than that, like I feel like set releases wasn't too bad this year. I think they pushed back, like Yu Yu Hakusho.
They pushed back every set,
and then they pushed back 7th Cross like 2 weeks back.
And that's because they were gonna have like 2 months as a release window or something like that. I believe that was what it was.
But like I mean,
sounds
other
awful.
than that, like I guess it's fine. Like I come from Yu-Gi-Oh, where like every other month like a set's announced. It feels like, and so like Yu-Gi-Oh's like on top of their stuff. Like when it comes to like sets and release dates and stuff like that. So like from like my sample size, it's like hard to compare the games. So like for releases, I'd have to give it like a B, just because of like the questionable. I don't know. It's just questionable to like continuously push dates back when like why even set a date in the first place if you plan on like pushing it back. It just gives you giving yourself a date can give yourself more time to procrastinate. But I mean, the same can be said like for the other side. If you don't give yourself a date and you don't give yourself like a due date, then you're gonna probably procrastinate more. But
Mine would match his, but I put that entire reasoning was my reasoning for when we get to communication.
Organized play.
I feel like
the tournament structure.
Tournament wise,
I feel like it's really good. I personally just still come from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like intentional draws are like really annoying. But I mean, like a bunch of games are doing it now. So like it's fine. Most of the tournaments run fine. There hasn't been more than one repair in any of the tournaments I've been to, and apparently like repairs are like the
it's not a UFS event if there's not a repair.
yeah. And then the boogeyman of the repair. I was gonna play Chris Smith for the first time ever, and then I got repaired and. Now I don't know if I'll ever get to play against Chris Smith, which is really sad.
Rest in peace.
He seems like a really fun guy to play against.
He's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy.
But yeah, I mean, I'd have to give an A for like tournament organized play. There was like a relevant like PTC almost every single month that had 20 plus people outside of the folks up in Connecticut because of their player base dying out, and then just having to have people travel there and having a couple new guys, like brand new guys, like playing in the event. But still, shout outs to Robert for winning that event. Good on you. I mean, you beat Tim Keefe like in that event, so that's definitely whether you played him or not.
Yeah, even I couldn't do that.
That's still an achievement in its own to outplay someone
So
that good.
he said it himself last night. We were on the Gauchi. Sorry, my apologies. We were on the
Top Deck Heroes.
Top Deck Heroes, and we did a little recording afterwards. And he was like, "So that PTC was a small PTC." But it was not a soft PTC. In top 4, you had himself, who's won many events, Scott Desjardins, who has won many PTCs. You had Daniel Hughes, which is a nationals champion, and Timmy Two Belts. And so, like, that was your top 4 that was playing out. And so, like, the cream that rose to the top of that event were fucking killers.
Yeah.
Like, getting to there, yeah, sure, whatever. But, once you were there, yeah, it was gangbusters.
And that's
It was an event.
my thing is it just because it was such a small numbers, like you should have the best 4 players like in that tournament, like on top.
Oh, for sure.
So I mean, like like topping was easy, but playing out tops wasn't the easiest. But I mean, still, it's a smaller turnout, so like there's still like room for error.
Yeah.
For just like upsets like to happen. Like in a small event like that is really hard, I think, in my opinion, to like have an upset. But I mean, I'd give
Or
organized
like
play.
a cool run from somebody.
I'd give organized play an A for sure.
I'm gonna go with a B on mine.
I love Ryan to death. But
Ryan loves this game to death. Almost quite literally.
it just seems
And the
like
community.
it seems like he's dying every single time.
Well, it's because he is.
Yeah, every time he comes to like an
He's
event,
like,
it's just like
he's like starved and sleep deprived every single time.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, he loves traveling and he loves his job. So
Like,
I mean, like
he loves this community,
yeah,
loves the
like,
game,
like good on him.
especially for being younger than everybody in this room but you and Skylar.
Yeah,
For UFS,
Oh,
UFS
okay.
wise.
It's like, what?
yeah, but yeah. I think organized play has been great. I think my only gripe on to why like I couldn't give it an A plus or maybe even change my A to like an A minus is probably like price support.
Interesting.
Like a plane ticket's nice. I mean, like I feel like that's all I get. But I mean, like at the same time, like we order like player kits and stuff like that. So like
But yeah,
we have like the cards that we need for the most
you don't
part.
have to. You don't have to be so
like,
pressed for it.
Yeah, so like I'm not like a one man job where like I'm going 2 hours to this PTC like just by myself.
I
and
need to
like
get
these
some
are the
support to make
these
it
are the
worth it.
cards I have. Yeah, so like to flip it like on TCG Player or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'd
said-
give organized play
I said a
solid
B.
A.
I said a B. My 2 reasons are similar to his, but for the last one. But the first one was I feel like they kind of botched the majors this year. From what I heard, Nationals was a disaster. From what and like some of the coverage, which we'll get, that's obviously on one of our other lists. But like the way they handled that tournament, like Nationals in general, was just completely and utterly terrible. From what I heard from people who got to be there, because hashtag Booney Boys. But and then like Worlds to me felt a little underwhelming, I would say.
Yeah.
Like it felt like nobody was there. I think I kept seeing everybody, but like the only person I technically saw the entire weekend was Fam, and I never got to really talk to Fam because he was always running table to table. I never saw other employees. I saw Jason on a table, or he was running in and out and doing other things, but like,
I saw him standing on the stage the entire time.
but like it never felt like they were there. Like at Worlds, the year I got second place, it felt like they were there almost every single round. Like something was going on. They were talking to people. They were saying things. Something was happening, and it just felt like they just didn't show up to the event.
I said this on Top Deck Heroes, and this is my biggest gripe of the entire year, right? All three of us absolutely love competitive fighting games and like the FGC and like following all of that, whether it be Street Fighter or Tekken or Smash or whatever. The 2017 Worlds, whenever Tim Keefe was playing, it was him versus Iari, and their two masterclass people are sitting across the table from each other. They've got a camera on. They've got hand cams. They're both shaking because they're so nervous, because right behind them are about 50 UFS players watching everything happening on a big screen, and we're all talking and murmuring about what the fuck is happening. We are all shouting when blocks happen. We are all we are going fucking nuts as this game is happening.
We're mosh pitting.
We
did
it was
mosh pit,
insane. there was a stream and commentary happening in a closed circuit TV behind a curtain, and 50 people. It's literally like
It was like a real like
watching
fighting event.
little baby, the babiest Evo possible. People were going nuts. Like when the handshake happened, we were the loudest people. And we were on the convention floor.
We were the loudest people in the room, and that's saying something because the stage next to us was literally just
Wrestling.
rock band. And wrestling was behind us, like actual wrestling. Like they had a ring and people were throwing each other around.
Yeah.
And the stage next to us was like, come up on stage and do rock band. And they had that blasting.
It was a really, really
It was
rough event.
actually very terrible.
But one of the most hype, memorable things that I can talk about when it comes to community and the tournament organization. That tournament was hype as hell.
Yeah, that
tournament
was fun.
Hot Rod was fucking bustering people with a fucking 12 foundation deck and just murdering people with Bomb Man. And everybody...
Man, that was a tournament.
That was a fucking tournament, dude. Bomb Man and Zoe just going off on each other. That was a fucking deck, dude. Bomb Man, a real quick trip down memory lane. Bomb Man had a form that said like discard 2 cards. Your unbox attack get
plus 3 damage.
Plus 3 damage. And so you're like, I'll discard these. These 2 cards let me draw 2. Oh, cool. I'll discard these. This one let me draw
It's
1.
just a
Discard
form.
1.
You can just do it.
Form. All right. Attack. Baby attack. Attack. Baby attack.
So like,
I hit
they
you.
errated one of the attacks, which was gravity hold, which is a flash, and it used to ignore progressive. So you do that twice by getting to discard a bunch of cards, and the other card was sacrifice. That said, when you reviewed it, you drew 2 more cards.
Yeah.
So he was a 6-hander that became an 8-hander, and then if he discarded balance fighter, he drew more cards.
Yeah, I know
So,
what all
like-
3 of those cards are.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So
and
like,
so this was the deck. And
so
he
you would
be
just
like,
discard every card that wasn't an attack. And
these
go,
aren't them. Dead.
Did I discard 6 cards that weren't attacks, and I have 4 others in hand because I get to draw off of 2 more? Cool. I'll play this gravity hold that doesn't count. It is a 3 low 4. It looks like 16. Do you want to block?
Eat it, nerd.
Oh, you blocked? Cool. I'll play a second one. It's a 3 diff.
I also
Oh,
want to
look.
say he had an on-block effect. I
think it was like on block. I think you had to commit to. I think you had to commit foundation or whatever. But like,
he just dumpstered people.
it was just like I'll throw 16 damage, 3 diff attacks.
That event was hype as hell, and we haven't gotten that back.
Like I think the closest we got was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some real.
I think the
real
closest
price
we ever
for it.
get is anything with Ben Shoemaker, Phil Birch, and all them because they're the entire hype of
They're the hype.
anything.
Coverage.
What was my second thing? I had 2.
We're on coverage now.
Okay, sounds like we're on coverage.
Uh,
Oh, price support. That's what it was.
yeah, that's what I had touched on. Price
You
support.
guys can talk about price support. You
I'll
agree?
talk price support real quick because like Phil Birch mentioned this earlier this year, just like at the beginning of the year, like the first event, the event I took Watergoro to, was how scarce the price support was compared to last year. Like, cool, they added mats to the repertoire, but like you can only play on 1 mat. Like, I get, like, mats are actually super cool. I'm down for the mats. But I know Jason at one point was making the mats in-house.
Yeah.
Which means it's probably just as cheap as him making boxes.
Yeah.
which means they're cutting boxes, which are are much more like pivotal for like us as players than mats are, because we only ever need one mat, and 99% of the time people are showing up with their own mats.
Yeah.
So like winning a mat at every PTC is super sick to have like all these mats you can do stuff with and like show off. But I'm not going to be able to go to like every event. Like if I went to every event for every month and got one mat from each of them, I'm not going to show up to like the next major and throw down 12 mats on my table and play on it.
Unless.
But like that's like Phil Birch was talking on it. He doesn't
tome, my guy.
Phil Birch was talking about it like at the beginning of the year, and he's not really allowed to go into too much detail because of how their things work. They're not allowed to like shit talk Jasco and whatnot. But like it just feels like as players we got gypped because Jason didn't want to fork over a couple more dollars for a product he gets to make cheaper than anything we can ever buy from. Like it just feels like we got gypped.
What do you think?
I already talked about price support.
Okay. I think price support can 100% be fixed in our next topic.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like a box is like pretty lacking, and like the voucher is really nice to like travel somewhere, but like at the same time you have to like win the event to do that, and like I just feel like second place is the ultimate feels bad moment.
I can say so. Like the best prize support that we as TCGU ever got was for the Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers first event.
Yep.
It was the same weekend that
The pre-release happened.
And the boxes that we got for prize support was Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers.
That's sweet.
We had 3 out of the 4 people be in top 4, and 5 out of 5 people, 5 out of 6 people.
We had 4. We only went as a 4-person group, I thought.
Did Tyler not go?
Yeah, I don't believe so. We went as a 4-person
you're right,
group,
'cause
and
he would've
all
played-
of us topped.
Yeah, he would have played Faye.
We were like, if I would have beat man, I can't remember his name, Corey Hicks.
Yeah.
In my match, we would have ended up with all top 4 spots.
Anywho, we like walked away with like 6 boxes of Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers during pre-release event just for playing in the tournament.
Which was super sick.
Like
Yeah.
it felt real value, like real value. At the same time, first time you get the product.
But I mean, you also won that event, so you get to hold a special place in the heart for you.
It's not even that. It's like, sure, I had a 4-person, 4-team go, and then we got like 6-7 boxes.
Top it, yeah.
Yeah,
It
sounds
was-
great.
It was super crazy.
Coverage.
This is a D, pretty easy. I think D is pretty easy. Ryan posting like the deck list and stuff like that is really nice. I feel like for nationals or worlds, I feel like it's not very hard, in my opinion, to dedicate somebody else besides Ryan to do that. Ryan has to walk around the entire floor and use all of his time and energy to tell people how to not be stupid while they're playing a card game. That's not like a knock against anybody, but like there's like really simple interactions I've heard him ask that like me as like a new player, I mean, true, I have like a lot of card game like background, but like I feel like that's like relatively easy. Like enhance, this gets +1/+1. Yeah, if I use this enhance, does my attack get +1/+1? Yes. Like, you know, like it's a terrible example, but it's questions like that.
Like, to be honest, I asked Fam a lot of stupid questions.
You do.
I actually had an interaction with Fam the other day where I asked him a stupid question, and he literally asked me, like, and I asked it in a stupid way, the same way you get angry at me for asking questions. And he goes, you know, if it was anybody else, they would have no clue what the fuck you're talking about.
but I know exactly.
I would love to know what the question was. That's so fucking funny.
It was
Think about it. Keep going.
But yeah, so I mean, like, I don't know. It's, in my opinion, as the judge, as the head judge, and as the tournament organizer, and as a person that has to fly 2 to 8 hours plus to get to all these events, it shouldn't be solely his job and solely his responsibility to get all these deck lists out, to get all this coverage out and stuff like that. I feel like a second person traveling with him wouldn't be that bad. And while he is grinding to the bone while he's doing the tournaments for the pairings and questions and stuff like that, and walking around, make sure he doesn't randomly catch people cheating, so random stuff like that. Like someone else could just be there, like while he's posting up pairings, like take a picture of the standings, and then like post them on like the internet and stuff like that. But like at the same time, like I think you guys should stop taking the like coverage that you guys have for granted. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have a round by round like, hey, this is how people are doing and stuff like that. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have that at all, remotely. You have a stream at Worlds, you have a stream at Nats. All right, Merry Christmas. That is literally the only event coverage
barely get anything
that you
for
get
like
at a Yu-Gi-Oh
who
tournament.
topped an event. You barely even
and
get
then
that. Like,
hey, this is how many people were at this regional. 8 hours later, hey, this is who top 8 of the regional. Like, that's all you get from Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, I feel like you guys just take it, like, for granted, like, a lot. I'm not talking about, like, you guys specifically. I'm talking about the folks at home.
Community as a whole.
No offense. But, yeah, like, I just feel like, you take... Yeah, I just feel like you take it for granted. I think like the diversity list and stuff like that is really nice. I think Ryan does a really nice job. I just think that there should be a second person there for a social media presence, so he doesn't have to literally do it all when he flies like 4+ hours to go to an event. But the content creators and stuff like that, I think that they do an excellent job of getting results like afterwards and like talking about the event like round by round and stuff like that. So like for coverage, when coverage is being posted, it's like a B+ to like an A. Like it'd be nice to like get like who plays who this round and stuff like that, and so like you can math or map out like how this person got to top 8 and stuff like that. But like just with like what happened at like nationals, it like really like puts like a damper like on the grade, and that's why I want to say like a D-. But after talking about it and like comparing it to Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like all the positives with the negatives, I think it's a pretty solid C. I think like the only outlier truly was nationals, but like personally, like don't care about top 16 like deck lists. Like I just feel like coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, if you want to get somebody's deck list, there are Yu-Gi-Tubers. There are people who go around and record deck profiles, and that's how your deck list gets out on the internet. And like, there's not really people who do that. So I'm a big fan of that.
I guess my the reason that I'm bummed about it is because we have set a precedent of doing it, and then without any communication, that thing got taken away, right? Or that thing was done at a lesser quality. And so if Jasco in some sort of media was just like, hey everybody, it is actually a strain on our organizer. We are no longer going to be producing deck lists. We will let you know who won. We will let you know about the what top 8 of the event was, what the final standings were. But the card by card individual deck lists, we don't have the resources to handle. That'd have been fine. They put out the garbage formatted deck lists, and it was garbage.
there's a lot of speculation. That's just the new guys.
And
Fine. Garbage deck list, garbage format.
Yeah, and cards are missing and stuff like that. And like I definitely understand like when you're used to a silver spoon and somebody hands you a copper spoon and you think to yourself, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Without letting
I
you know.
understand. I definitely understand. Yeah. Hey, here's this silver spoon. The fuck, dude? That's bronze. That's copper, dude. Did you find that on the ground? Like, dude, I got a silver spoon right here from last week, dude. Like, I totally understand it.
I've been keeping these.
What was your dumb fucking question?
So
Quickly.
my dumb fucking question was,
You're
in
good,
these
Tyler.
exact words,
You're good.
when does Amy trigger? And that was just it. Just when does Amy trigger? Amy has multiple abilities. And I was just like,
What an
when
idiot.
does Amy trigger? And he went, if you asked anybody else, they would not know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's funny. That's funny.
Because like that's I wanted to double check because it works like torn.
Yeah.
So like it works on the trigger of the attack.
Rules.
I didn't give my grade.
By all
I didn't give my grade for
coverage.
coverage.
Sorry. I thought you did.
I did a lot of talking.
You're fine. Mine's the same as you. Anything that has to do with Ryan and like now Tim, B, solid B. Like the only reason it's not an A is because of how much they missed on. Not how much, but like the certain things they missed or messed up on because of how much strain they get put on because of what Jasco makes them do. Is the only reason it's a B is because it could be better, but it's not their fault. So I can't really do much about that.
For sure.
Jasco's an F. It's fucking trash. Last year we had a bunch of coverage about here's this event, here's this, and like it was going great. And we had the Joffis, We had all these cool updates.
I guess you talk about that in communication. Like if we want to
Yeah,
dovetail
I'm just
into
saying, like-
communication as well.
But like that's still part of coverage on some part. It was just, to me, absolutely trash.
So we'll just jump in communication.
Don't worry. I like to be negative sometimes too, Tyler Pease. On to the next one, which was...
Communication.
Communication.
For the fourth time.
All right, so
Listen to me as I communicate.
I just want to say that from what I read, they're bringing back the Joffice, so I'm good on them. I watched a single episode. It was Shane Duckworth talking about Surprise Reunion from Street Fighter. I thought it was fine. I personally don't care for a week-to-week update because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is once a month. Like, hey, this is the newest set. Hey, these are the closest regionals to you. Hey, on our working website, on Konami's working website that hasn't been down for the entire time that I've been playing this card game. Anyways, sorry. They have all their events posted of, hey, here's all your OTS Premier Store events. Here are all your regionals, PTCs
Or
for-
regionals,
for
we
you
don't know.
guys. But so like here's all the events and here's all the stores that support this game. Right? Look, okay, this no offense to anybody, okay. This is a huge shout outs to this man. There's a man named Mark Hill. He lives in Omaha here. He runs an entire website by his fucking self.
Yeah.
Literally by his entire fucking self. It's a buy-sell trade. It's a deck builder. It's a forum. This man runs it by his fucking self, and you can't even get a working website for, like, most of a year. Like, it's just just kind of sad. But, like, when you get, like, your website working and stuff like that, like, I feel like your communication and stuff like that can go up. But other than that, you have to rely on, like, social media and, like, posting a YouTube video, like, every week.
I'd have been down for every month. I'd have been so down for every month.
I would have been down for one every 3 months. I would have been down for anything.
Yeah.
If it came. Like, the reason I like the week-by-week updates...
Shut up.
The reason I like the week-by-week
child.
updates is they told us something. They gave
yeah.
us information.
I get it.
Even if that was, hey, we don't have anything yet, tune back in next week.
I
Like,
get it.
we've been
Thank
just
you for
doing our
caring.
job, just pounding it out. That's it.
We don't quite have something to say, but man, coming here in the next couple
There's
weeks.
nothing new. Stay up to date. Here's the stuff from last week, just as a reminder. Check us out next week.
I want to blaze through these.
Yeah.
We've taken
Sorry.
forever. It's okay.
Yeah, I just
quick,
want to say real
last-
quick,
last
Konami and like Jasco, like I'm not saying that Konami is better than Jasco, but Konami, like they take their information and they spread it out, like they separate it. I don't care, like no offense, like huge shout outs to everybody that does like the board games and stuff like that at Jasco and stuff like that, but like I play UFS. I want to hear UFS coverage only. I don't want to watch your Joffice episode and have you talk to me about the Evil Dead board game. Personally, I don't care. I'm not bashing anything or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm here for UFS coverage alone, and I'd like a working website for that.
Hopefully, the new website fixes that. My grade's a D
Yeah,
for communication.
How was the
mine-
meta?
mine's an F.
That'll be the last thing that we say. How was the meta?
That's what we started with.
Did we?
Yeah.
Sure.
Perfect.
I don't think
All
we
right,
started. We didn't start with the meta. We
Anyways,
started with
to
organized
sum up
play.
the meta that I talked about at the start of this episode, Spirit Gun meta personally for me is a D to a D plus.
Oh, he talked about the meta.
I talked about it for like 20 minutes.
We didn't give a grade. That's what it was.
I just think it's like a little sad to have 1 to 2 cards dominate your format and then not do anything about it for a few months, and then one person degenerately plays Tiger Scream and it gets hit pretty fast, and then on top of that, you don't legalize it again because you're afraid,
no
maybe.
Retas.
I just think that if you're going to slap USK only on Spirit Gun, you might as well have just done it for Tiger Scream. You could have also just said that Tiger Scream only works for foundations or attacks. I didn't think it was really too hard in my opinion. Anything outside of Spirit Gun meta, though, I've enjoyed playing UFS. I've heard a lot of people say it. Huge shout outs to Tam for saying it. And then also huge shout outs to Sean O'Brien for saying it. Yeah, dude, kitchen tabletop UFS is pretty freaking fun. Being able to like throw a deck and mess around with your buddy is great. Outside of Spirit Gun meta, I'd give it an A. Spirit Gun meta, I'd give a D plus.
That's about how I'm feeling. Outside of a certain couple of outliers, Spirit Gun, in my opinion, Shotgun.
I think Shotgun's still a problem, but yeah.
Yeah, trust me. On our end of our closing out our post show topic.
Post show.
Yeah, post-show topic. We'll get into that. But outside like that, shotgun, I still have a problem with Moonset. I still have a problem with a few cards. But like outside those certain outliers, I'd say the entire meta is an A. Like
Okay.
outside of those, if you add those in, I'm putting it like a D.
All right.
Like they trashed the entire meta for weeks. Like I mean, they fucking nerfed Tim Keefe only for having to win the next event that came out afterwards.
Yeah.
Like trash. I hate it.
Yeah. Last minute topics on 2019 in review. Can I see your timer?
It's probably like 40.
Yeah, I wanna hit the the main topic I want to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
The cool topic,
The fun topic.
which
The fun
was the next year's PTC promos.
Yeah. This year
is
we
the main
got-
topic. So, I this past year, Jasco did something really interesting with their prize support. They cut regular prize support with a bunch of random packs, and they were like, "Here's these exclusive mats and /or cards in order to replace just a bunch of boxes." And so, what I want to do is I want to actually prep and prepare and predict next year's 12 PTC promos.
I have a list of really cool
We
cards. that
don't
do.
even have to necessarily be like, hey, it has to be these 12. Or we don't even have to do like, in January it should be. What I'm saying is like,
What cool
what
cards are
would
there?
be interesting choices? Personally, I think there's maybe out of the, I think we got like 10 of these. I don't believe that it started in January. That is for sure.
No, it's not going to start this January.
There's
Yeah.
no, there's literally no
PTCs.
way.
There's no events.
I,
I think there's 10.
my question is, yeah, if out of the 10,
Can you pull up that thumbnail?
I
The
think
thumbnail he was working on from the Google page?
I might have closed it. I for sure did.
Okay.
Yeah, I closed it. Anyways, they're like
Can
three
you
of them
go
that
to
are like
UFS
super cool,
Ultra?
Yeah.
right?
Like 3 relevant
I guess I
ones.
can.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Prepare to Fight, Homemade Explosives, which were the last 2 of the year, and then the Kin Attack, the Kin Kick.
Yeah.
Those were cool. Like everything else was like eh.
Yeah. I mean, like, Moral Knowledge is going to get used a bunch.
Over the top with very, very, very niche decks.
Over the Top is a very cool card, but just very niche decks, like you said. You got
Skullberry was good. Sorry,
Skullberry was okay.
Skullberry
Skullberry was
was
kind
good.
of like falling off. Power Stalkers is a really cool card to have reprinted.
what the fuck is to make this thing flash?
High
High
Seas
Seas?
High Seas Adventure.
is a
Fuck.
very,
When was
very
that?
good one.
I tried what?
When was that?
Very
That was
beginning
the
of the year.
first one of the year.
First or second.
Before I start playing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And
now it's gone?
and so then there's that. I think these promos need to actually just be their own watermark
It
and
says
rotate.
12. Oh, that's right. They did 2. Weren't the first ones doubling up?
Maybe.
Hyper Bomb was cool.
Hyperbomb was cool.
I think they might have also counted Stolen Sword in this.
So then it'd be 11. You're right. If they count Stolen Sword, it's 11.
I didn't have a problem with like the promos this year. I think the only ones that I thought weren't that cool were like Immortal Knowledge.
That's just a
and
cool-
That's it. I like all the other promos.
I don't like the art on some of them.
I like every promo outside of Immortal Knowledge.
I think they're all cool. I like that they're all different art. I just don't like some of the art on them.
So my question is, what are the next 12? What should they be?
I have a list of 20. Can we
Yo,
start?
Iron Knuckle. Forgot that was also
That,
the this year.
that was one of the ones I was skipping because I don't like the art. I have a list of like 30 cards.
All right. So
Do we want to go through and be like yes or no?
I mean,
And then you can,
I
like, if you
guess.
ever come up with, we
I
can
mean,
just,
I think that a new Sense Morals would be really nice.
Yeah.
Sense Morals with Cassie and a relevant character, not some random
I
character
think it's Frost.
whose name I don't know. That is the weirdest looking Frost I've ever seen in my
I tried
life.
to leave
I'd like
off-
to see Cyborg Frost. My only problem is that do they have the rights to reprint that?
Here's the thing. You ready? Mortal Kombat. So like we can't reprint
Mega Man.
any quote unquote Mega Man cards that have like proper nouns in them, right? So like we can't reprint Kin's Shoryuken if we didn't have the rights to Street Fighter.
Yeah.
The words sense of morals, nobody owns those 3 words. It
Yep.
easily could be whatever
Just
we
like
want.
Throw
Whatever
It
we
Down.
want it to be.
Just like Throw It Down.
Throw It Down was a reprint from the Terry card, right? So,
Sure.
so the guy playing basketball.
Yeah.
That was from King of Fighters, a license Jasco no longer has, but we got it and just put a Red Horizon character on it.
Yeah,
So
just
we're
put
good.
Reese on it. Yeah.
Just put Reese on it.
Yeah.
Just put Reese on all these cards.
Syndrome would be cool. It wasn't super expensive and it was already rare, so I didn't put it on my list. But my list,
Did you not put any rares on?
I put a few. I put a few that were either super big money cards that I think should not cost that much, or I put.
We're gonna get into a fight about that, but go ahead.
I hate things being super expensive for no reason.
Well, everybody hates everything being expensive, James.
Yeah. No. Okay, so first card was
Dummy.
Malfestation. Yeah. I think Malfestation would be cool as a promo rare.
I
as a
think
promo
I
foil.
think there's better foundations.
But I mean, everybody plays Malfestation.
I get it, but everyone plays like Keiko's Aid. So like, why not Keiko's
'Cause it
Aid
just came
instead of
out.
Manifestation?
It just came out.
I mean, Manifestation just came out
Malfestation came out.
in April.
I actually think you have to do
Yeah, like
things
a
that
year.
were from the last. We have 10 sets in standard. Last 10 or last 5 sets. I don't think. I don't think you're allowed-
anything from this year is out of the
for
question.
sure 100%.
I can't do anything from this last
Yeah,
year.
I don't think you do anything from this
before
past
Soul,
year.
anything before Soul Cal 6.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry,
So
buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just
dang,
Red Eye Capsule.
Red Eye Capsule. That's your first one.
For that wasn't from those, yeah. Because like I had Flamor. I think Flamor would be a cool.
Flamor is a
reprint.
sick one. I totally agree with Flamor.
New Empress. Everyone plays that. Outworld's Heiress. You got Zer Nightmare.
So like Outworld's Heiress can't be one because Outworld is a proper place,
guess, yeah.
right? Unless we keep the Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
license.
Insect Puppeteer is a card everyone really likes. I think it'd be cool as a.
Here, you ready? Here's a fun way that we can get around the licensing. Hyper Bomb. That's the name of an Alex move from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So it's super possible that we're gonna be like, oh, actually, Alex from Street Fighter 4 is on this card. Hyper Bomb, dude. It's a 3 low for 5. If you don't block it, you draw a card.
So like if we keep going, we got Folktale Storyteller.
Yeah, that card's great. Like I would absolutely love a folktale storyteller with like fucking
Yep. we get
Super Skullman 33 talking to Zoe about comics. That sounds hype as hell.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Allurophobia.
Yeah, I think Allurophobia would be really cool to where it's Eugenia 2 dot and Mad Pro. Like Mad Pro turns a corner and
Or
Eugenia
you
2
mean-
dot's like there.
Torn.
No.
I think it'd be funny if you.
Torn would fuck bruh. Torn would fuck Eugenia 2 dot up, dude.
Yes, but why the fuck? Why the fuck is Mad Pro on a card with Eugenia?
Yeah, I don't think
Two
we can
different
mix them.
licenses. They're not going to be allowed to do that.
I'm super.
They have to get the rights.
You
from
can put
both.
any fat dude with a top hat on a fucking card. It's not that hard.
You're right. You're right.
Anybody can be the penguin.
I mean, Danny
Nobody cared who I
DeVito's,
was until I put on the mask.
Danny DeVito's the penguin.
But no, I'm just
You don't get to
I'm-
change
I think the concept of Eugenia 2 dot around the corner with like a huge shadow behind her, and then her just being like the tiny
That sounds-
Cheshire cat.
that sounds sick.
And then literally anybody in the fucking world turning the corner, James.
Yeah,
all
that's why I
right,
said-
fucking Eva, fucking whoever, dude. All right, I don't care
That's
who's
why I
afraid of
said-
a cat.
That's why I said Torn.
I'm super down. That's a really sick idea.
Syndicate Target. I think that's a very good card. Everyone plays.
Syndicate is a proper noun in Bebop, but sure.
But is it though?
Yes, it is for sure. 100%.
I think Fueling Up would be a really nice promo to have.
that's a way cooler card.
Like the artwork could actually just be like
Anything else?
like literally anything else.
Eating.
Like
It could be eating. It could be the exact art of the Sakura card that Sakura and Karen are just
Oh,
like
and they're
having
eating.
a hot dog eating contest or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that could be fueling up. Like that'd be super easy.
Steel Res.
Steel Resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card
I
would
think
be
that could
fine.
be it. That card, like, because like if you made everything good for promos, that'd be sick. They should definitely do
You
that.
definitely should make
But-
the promos fucking worth it.
But like, you can't make every single one where you want something to throw in. You want to make some of them where they're the cards you want to build decks around.
Yeah.
Like, because if every single one is just like, well, I'm just gonna throw 4 of them in this deck, it's not gonna do much. It's just gonna be like,
What do you mean?
like it's not gonna like have
What?
the same value as like a combo card, as a cool deck building card.
So when you say the same value, right?
I mean, like as a person,
as a player as
Yeah.
opposed to a company.
Yeah.
So the point of these PTCs are to
get people to show
make
up.
me want to come to this
Yeah.
event, have FOMO. Like that's what I want.
Like
Like
why-
if I'm
like,
Jasco. You know what I don't feel
Yeah.
FOMO from? Fucking Immortal Knowledge.
I think I'm wrong.
I still think like the coolest, best one that you could have done was Overly Dramatic, right? It's like a $7 rare. It doesn't necessarily diminish that because there's only 40 of these promos printed ever, and then you've got two. I don't even think it has to be a Cowboy Bebop card. Straight up, Red Horizon should be all the fuck over these cards.
Yeah.
Like that's their property. You get
Yeah.
two. You get two, like a verb and a noun, and then you print the
I'm
card.
hella upset we don't have another Red Horizon set yet.
I agree, but
Next
Next
two,
year.
maybe.
Doubtful.
My next two are Passing the Torch and Prideful Personality.
hell yeah.
The only two playable cards from both of those demo decks.
Prideful Personality was discard two, draw two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And Passing the Torch was the commit, draw one, or if you have no cards, draw two.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty cool. For
I
like
think-
prideful personality, you could put Vincent Gray on there.
Passing the Torch, you can put.
Malin and Satoshi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Uh,
You're welcome.
Next card on the list is All Might. Just because I don't own a fucking All Might.
It's gonna, bruh. Okay.
He's gonna be on
Yes.
redemption for sure.
Who cares?
I want a foil. I actually just want the foil they put out, but
I just want to play All Might.
then we get into other things like Reborn Human. I think that's a really cool card.
Yeah.
Evil Eye, Wishing Ward, Hell's Reach. I hella love Hellward Bound as a card in general. I love that card.
Yeah, but the issue is like that card's so niche.
Yeah.
Like Hell's like all of these should be staples of their set. Everybody should want to
Wishing
go.
Ward.
Everybody should want to go and get 4 of these.
Yeah.
Like that's why the Cage Fighter foil in the
Capcom kit.
the
or whatever.
Capcom box, whatever, the League kit, like that card was fucking hype. That card like quote unquote made it worth it, right? I mean, it didn't because half those cards were rotated, but like
Or rotating.
like
Man,
I would want
wish
to
you
go.
guys. I wish you guys had super rare Cage Fighters. I'd played in every deck.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Like they're
Hey,
so
if you
hot.
want to go
They're
buy
so
one,
hot.
go ahead.
No.
I have to eventually do
He
it.
said no.
Do it
If
for
I'm
me.
buying any card, I'm buying the Slam Dunk.
You should just buy
Throw it
Moonsets,
down.
please.
Why? I could buy 2 throw it downs for the price of a.
Yes,
Moonset.
but we have enough throw it downs. We don't have any Moonsets.
But we don't have 4 basketball dunk and
have
throw
2.
it downs.
true.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about Moonset. All right, I played it as a 1-of and I drew it like every other game, dude. I don't
Lucky
care.
you. Stop
That's
stop
fucking
stroking your own dick.
The card's overrated. No, it's not. I'm just kidding.
What's another fun one? Well, I think we need like 2 or 3 more.
Syndicate Slice was one I had. It's a very good card.
Once again, Syndicate is.
Something. Shouts to Tyler in the chat because he's a patron. He can watch us live. I would love to not see Fatality as a promo now or ever.
Why?
I don't want everybody to have access to that card.
I want it to be fixed. I want it to be errated.
I just think it's really annoying. Sometimes
I
your
put that
deck
down there.
just gets blown out by Fatality. Like there's
Oh,
nothing there's nothing you can do when in 2 turns your deck checks 3 Nutcrackers, for example, and then I'll play this Fatality. Oh, your big damage attack. You don't have it anymore because I
And
played
it
this,
removed
this,
all my
this
cards.
random card. Oh, and yeah, by the way, I'll set up my next attack on this card, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And I'll remove all your good cards.
I just don't think that card is very healthy. It's not a
Oh, no.
it's not a problem, but I just don't think that it has a place for this. I don't think it has a place to stay in this game any longer.
You're insane.
I would love for that card to rotate as fast as possible. I would love for Mortal Kombat to leave as fast as possible.
Really?
Yep. Solely for Fatality.
Wow.
Yep.
Hurts my feelings.
I love Mortal Kombat, but I don't love Mortal Kombat more than I hate Fatality.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Actually,
It's just a feels bad card.
I'm on a downside of
Like you just get blown out.
I'm on a downside of Mortal Kombat. I actually think that set's trash at this point.
How do you? Give me one more card that you'd want on this list, and we're gonna call it
On that list, there's nothing.
on your list.
theoretically, if we could pick cards from this year, I think Friends and Rivals would be really nice. There's like a lot of different cards that you could put on there.
Yeah.
I don't know like the Red Horizon storyline and stuff like that.
Neither do
but
we.
I mean, like Friends and Rivals, I don't know. Like
do.
you could put like Reese and Natali on it or something. I don't know.
Maybe not those two characters,
You could
but
put like a good character and like a bad character, or you could put like Vincent Gray dressed really nice, like in the White House, and then you could put like an evil Vincent Gray, like dressed as whatever random tan clothing he's wearing.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like there could be
military uniform.
there could be a lot of cool artwork for Friends and Rivals.
I'm glad you know one fucking card.
Hey, I did it. Yeah, I completely and totally agree. I think a good Friends and Rivals would have been the two angels. I think that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Friends and Rivals?
Friends and Rivals, or Zoe and Alice.
I don't think they're either of those.
Zoe has the good symbol and Alice has the evil symbol. They're Friends and Rivals.
But I'm sure.
Anyhow.
Or if you ever get the Street Fighter license again, Ken and Ryu.
Ken and Ryu,
They
perfect.
are
Hey, we did it.
Literally the perfect pair for that.
Fucking did it. I think they still own a license. But anywho,
My pick,
pick one.
if like I was seriously
Pick one.
choosing,
Yep.
Techsphere.
Techsphere. Huh.
I love Techsphere.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. I pick Out of Your League. That's the one that I would pick. I think an Out of Your League reprint, it's playable. You could play up to a 4 of under all 3 of those symbols. You don't get to pick Revoke. We get to play it at a 4 of under all
Revoke has so
3
many
of these.
reprints.
Yeah,
Who
for
the
sure.
fuck cares?
Under all 3 of these symbols, I think Out of Your League is just please don't quote me, just as good as Revoke in its specific situation.
Oh, yeah.
Hand trap, pay 3, negate this response. Super, super good. That card beats Toguro Brothers, and that's good enough for me.
If you could pick, oh my god, if you could pick like any character, like to put on that card, man, Out of Your
Right.
League, Out of Your League could be like really really sweet.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Like you get the same type of art that the new Prepare to Fight got. Like that art on the new Prepare to Fight is
hot.
fucking sick.
It's
dude.
hot.
It's
I don't
so
even want to
good.
touch them. They're in the box. Don't even want to touch them.
You just don't want to play with them
Yeah,
because they're so nice.
because of how nice they are.
yeah,
Yep.
it's really really good stuff. Anywho, what are your guys' thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. We're going to go ahead and toss it off to the post show. We're running a little long in the tooth. We hit about an hour. We'll just save the last 2 topics for the end of it. So if you like the content, please go out to patreon.com/TCG University to do all the really awesome, rad stuff out there. At the $1 level, you get to watch us live at the 5. Man, we're changing all of Patreon starting January 1st with a bunch of
So
other
look out for
fun what?
I said look out for that.
Yeah, with a bunch of other fun new
Cool stuff.
happening. So 2020 it's going
It's
to
gonna
be
be a fun year.
it's going to be a good year. It's going to start off on a race. So, from all of us here at TCGU, stay learned.
Get learned.
Ben learned.
We will see you guys later.
Au revoir.